Davis-Monthan Air Force Base has a long and proud history in Tucson. The base was initially established on the fringes of Tucson in 1925, and since that time, it has served our country well in both peacetime and war. Since World War II, DM has been in constant use by the Air Force and has supported training missions, bombing missions, surveillance and intelligence missions, and ground support attack training. Tucson is a great place to train due to excellent flying weather, the amount of airspace available, its proximity to bombing and training ranges, and in addition, the area allows our forces to train in an environment that closely mirrors those areas in which our military is currently engaged.
When I was here as the wing commander, I'm charged with making sure all these newly minted attack pilots are ready to go into combat for this nation. And you need to have fantastic airspace, which Southern Arizona does down by Fort Huachuca and out at the Goldwater Range Complex, and also the weather.
How many days can you not fly in Tucson, Arizona? I mean, it's a perfect place for an Air Force to have a base here, to have a mission here.
The airspace that we have, quite frankly, is a national treasure, and people recognize that very early, and they've been training air crews here since World War II, and DM has been a cornerstone of national security for a really long time, and it will continue to be so.
The base employs over 8,000 active duty military, 3,000 Air Force civilians, and over 2,000 other civilians working on and around the base.
DM is one of our 3 largest employers. DM is one of our 3 economic drivers in this community.
Community support of our airmen and women is crucial to the success of DM's mission, and that's why the DM-50 is so important.
There's a couple organizations that really support the airmen and do just a tremendous amount. One of the prime and flagship ones that has been modeled across the country is the DM-50. And they do a lot for the airmen. A couple of their signature events is the tailgate, where they put on the largest tailgate down at the University of Arizona for a football game, and all the airmen get to come out and they have a fantastic meal, get to go to a Division I college football game, and they put on a picnic. And when we're talking picnic, it's not just a couple buckets of chicken and a picnic basket kind of thing. They're feeding several thousand airmen and putting on a heck of a spread, in addition to a lot of entertainment for the families that are out there.
In addition to their military duties, DM personnel volunteer all around the Tucson community.
I know we have a lot that are active in community groups like Habitat for Humanity. They're in the Boys and Girls Club around Tucson. They're part of the Boy Scout troops that are here, and a lot of churches and community stuff as well.
Our airmen and women also use their training to assist law enforcement or pitch in to help in emergency situations.
All new at 5, some of the first responders to Tuesday's afternoon's 19-car pileup here along I-10 near Picacho Peak were actually a group of airmen from Davis-Monthan Air Force Base.
Our airmen and women love Tucson for the same reason civilians do. It's a great place to live.
Tucson has a special draw to it, and I know a lot of folks that when they come to Davis-Monthan, they either decide that they want to come back here when their time in the United States Air Force is finished, or they opt to retire here. And that was a special thing for me. And when my wife and I finally decided, hey, we're going to retire following Wing Command, we decided that Tucson was a place for us because of the community and the ties that we had established so quickly. And they're rich and they're deep and they're consistent and they're constant.
Davis-Monthan has been around for almost a century. There have been hundreds of different types of missions, and we've had to adjust and be flexible as technology changes, as politics in our world change, and we have to be able to continue that and let the Air Force know that any mission they want DM to support, we support it.
Citizens need to actually speak up. They need to basically show their support for Davis-Monthan, as simple as writing a letter to the editor for the local newspaper, or making a call to your local elected official, telling them just how important Davis-Monthan is.
I can tell you as an elected official, when I receive an outpouring of support, it's something that makes me think a lot harder about how I should ultimately make a decision.
There's no doubt that Davis-Monthan Air Force Base is America's asset and Tucson's treasure. So it's important that we all support the base that supports Tucson.